best of the best players feeling the pressure and the nerves of Game 24.
My goodness.
Wow, what are we seeing? Bringing to you this live broadcast of this huge matchup. We got to see once more what the Challengers Cup is all about. It's being able to produce in the pressure cooker. And I love when players are nervous a little bit, where, you know, you get an opportunity to see them when they're under pressure. But just by impulse, you get to do something crazy.
We're back to action. Now we're about to play the golden goal for the grand finale of the Onile Grand Finale. Oh, we're just having an update. Oh, that is more than just one of the not event. It is not reflected. Oh, yeah.
Good call. When they try to think about it, is it too far for him to think about? Man, Mbappe is not on. Well, it takes on as he's committed. Novis, take it back into the game from 12 yards score. And we're back way, the queen of the best ever national Esoccer League champion, Yoga.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace, oh, back to honor it, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant these our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
$10 million in prizes are up for grabs.
Attractive on the break to possibly seal it all. One last throw and it goes! Ended in perfection, and Chooks with the Akuma look on his face. Oh my God. Medicine. Champion EAFC 25, Killer Freak.
From everyone that competed today, whether you won or lost, your presence today has contributed to the growth of esports in Africa. Let's keep the spirit of Cage24 alive, share, post, and have a good night. Thank you.
Welcome to the yard where the music, the magic, and the moments happen. Live here on Cade Esports in conjunction with Game Evolution Studios. Is we're giving you guys the very best of esports as it is happening live right now. In Lagos, Nigeria, I'm being broadcasted to the whole world. I and Slimov have been in the booth for the past 3 weeks doing justice to this one. We are currently in game week 4. Day 1. Yesterday we did have game week 3, day 2. This is game week 4, day 1. And today is going to be promising, just like the other days have been. What do you think? In fact, with the first fixture we have on board, I believe we'll be salivating a little bit with what we're about to witness. Slime.
Yeah, exactly. With how eventful it was yesterday, I believe today it should be jam-packed as well. I mean, we have less games as compared to yesterday, but the quality of games do not drop. It maintains, and that is what you'll be looking forward to. Yesterday, we had some huge games happen. We had some upsets, which we kind of are expecting, by the way. I mean, some people dropped points where we weren't expecting them to. Yeah. Some people picked up points where we weren't expecting them to. And I believe the trend will follow as well today.
I mean, not just the trend, but the performances, the goals, the tackles. Every single moment as it happening live is what we are about to witness live on national television. Listen, guys, if you're just joining on the broadcast, do yourself a favor, like this broadcast, share with your friends, stay on stream, get your popcorn, get your drinks ready. It is about to be a blast. I just had a conversation with some of the players. Even last night, as that one was done, there were a whole lot of conversations going on with the loss, the huge margin of loss by Flick there, with Simply Uzo's first victory. Also with Baloke beating Baji Senior by 4 goals to 3, I believe. I think it was 3 goals to 1. Yeah, 3-2, because it was 3 goals to 1, and Baji Senior did equalize, score one more goal down in extra time. And we can show you guys right now what the leaderboard looks like as it currently stands. Wolverhampton, having played 9 games, I believe one above every other person in the top 3. He's sitting pretty on 21 goals. So that's last week's slump. Didn't really affect him so much. Mr. Oga and Guru going on second and third. Mr. Oga with that quiet run, he has 19 points, while Guru has 17 points. King Nonex, who's going to be in action as soon as we are done with the introductions, he's going on first, opening the broadcast for all of us, is currently on 4th position. King Nonex and Anife will be doing the first battle for the day, while Baloke and Simply Uzo will be battling it out after consecutive victories for them, respective victories for each of the players yesterday. Guru and Bright are going to be doing battle in the background for that one. For me, Guru and Bright is a game that is interesting because for Bright, he's going to probably be looking at the inspiration from Simply Uzo to go toe-to-toe with Guru, scoring 6 yesterday. He's going to be looking at, if Uzo can do this, I definitely can do it. And Jakaris and Dadaboy also making battle in the background.
Well, surely the fixtures look very, very interesting. I believe that Drakaris and Dadaboy games also want to look out for. So those games happening concurrently could be very, very interesting to look out for. The Guru and Bright game, I think, has potential to be a banger as well, especially with how Guru played yesterday. I'm sure he will be disappointed in himself. But moving on, we'll have Son of God taking on KK. That should be a juicy affair as well. 2 guys who are in the top half of the table, should be a big game. Flake taking on Mr. Oga. Look, Mr. Oga has kind of flown under the radar. He's found himself in top 3. If he can pick up another one against Flake, he could potentially even go number 1 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, not just the points. If he's looking at Annie for inspiration, he could pick up a huge goal margin. And that would probably do him a whole lot of good if he's going up against someone like King Nonex, who currently has a lot of goals, and Anif at any point in time.
Yeah, surely there could be massive advantages everywhere. Tactical versus Anif could be a big battle as well. And we'll round up round 2 with Baji Senior taking on Khalid. And for Khalid, he cannot have another disappointing performance today.
I totally agree with you. And after that one, we're going to go into the game between Blaze 99 versus Son of God. While in the background, we'll have Tactical and Game with Josh making a whole lot of battle also. King Nonex and Baji Senior will be locking horns as soon as they are done with the game from Tactical and Game with Josh. And Baloke also in action again today against Rhymes, which will be his first game for the day and possibly his last.
Well, certainly. I mean, there are a couple of fixtures to look out for that really will give us an idea of what maybe the table will look like at the end of today, because we are getting closer and closer to the business end. We are literally right in the middle of what the league will look like. And Mandy and I have all been discussing what the point tally will be for those who'd make it into top 8. Because mind you, if you are just joining the National Soccer Pro League broadcast, it's top 8 that we are looking for. Of course, we are also trying to find out who finished top 4 and who'd go on to win the whole thing. But top 8 is where the cutoff point for the Elite League is. And we've been discussing as to what the right point tally is. So if you're in the comments now, you can drop to us what you think the right point tally would be. This one proudly brought to you by Cade Esports, and we've got a wonderful message to you. If you're part of the esports community, even if you're not a part of it, go on, download the Cade Esports now. If you're looking to get gaming accessories, that's the best place to go to. If you're looking to get consoles, controllers, anything related to gaming, there are people who sell them. You can also buy from them as well. There'll also be a vendor for yourself on there. And of course, anything happening within the esports community in Nigeria, Africa, and beyond, well, Cade Esports has got you covered. So head on App Store, Google Play Store, and also get to download everything that is happening within the gaming world. But I mean, we get to see how today will start. And for somebody like Kinonix, we were speaking about him yesterday as to the fact that he might be disappointed that he just picked up 2 points, but I was looking at it from a position of where he was losing. As we see his head-to-head against Tanif already, we've told you how great Kinonix at all. Like, it's crazy to think that, but he's just one win off of Kinonix's total number of wins. So it tells you how the margins are. I believe everybody is ready, roaring to go. This one, our first main game on the feature. Banger written all over it.
Yes, and now very interesting to me is the fact that King Nonex's coach isn't in his corner today. Looking at that one, that might probably change the shape of how both players will be facing off each other, because you know Hanif has that obsession, sort of, I would speak, with that first time through balls. You need to have a coach beside you reminding you of this man's constant ability to create spaces and create channels for danger with those first time through balls. Now let's see if he has the concentration to do it alone after going on a whole run with his coach, who was Boyd earlier in the week. But that is how we're stepping up for this one. Here is King Nones with his own first time through pass. He gets the ball down to Shelly, and I think he tries to squeeze that one through. But it is a corner, and the first corner of the game falls to King Nonex. Goes with that corner routine like we have seen being used to. Get the advantage again and again and again, and this time around, another finesse from that right-hand corner. We were talking about the finesse play style yesterday, and we did mention here some rumors of it being nerfed by EA. But with what we have seen yesterday, I do think that we probably were wrong and there was nothing like it being nerfed.
I think there's just been a slight tweak. Maybe it hasn't affected it as much as maybe we thought. But there have been a couple of scenarios, because we saw in that Mr. Ogre game. Well, the finesse did bother them a little bit, but guys like Khalid, Rhymes, and Co. all had success using the finesse. So maybe that's something that we'll look forward to today, as well as Kinonic starting pretty strong. The man who currently sits 4th position in the league will be looking to get back into the top 3 places as he starts strong with his build-up. Shelling on the left-hand side has clearly been his go-to item from that wing. He's one of few who constantly use this Hakan Çalhanoğlu item, and it is quite interesting to see.
Also, a very advanced role
item.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important that you spotted that one, because I think any other player would be using Hakan Çalhanoğlu as a deep line playmaker, possibly to sort of get those passes in. Here is King Nones, finds a way to squeeze it through, but the goalkeeper rushed out just in time, and if he very alert to that danger that could possibly have been a problem for him this time around, he is able to break through that corner routine with a very good defensive performance there. And listen, King Nones is relentless with the press. As soon as he loses the ball, he is going toe to toe with your players to try and force the issue and get the ball off you as quickly as he can. And I think that's one of the key elements to his type of game. Talking about that true passing from this man, my goodness, he gets it. And if starting the game just like he ended it yesterday, what a player this is.
The blind spot, he can hit you with those through balls. Money and I just can't seem to figure out how he's able to see that aside everybody else. Look at the run. way at the top, and he finds Shelling with it. And of course, when he gets in this position, it's easy money for him.
You know, the thing is very interesting is he has mastered the movement of his players, the right time and the right weight of pass needed to get that one. Any other player, and you possibly be waiting for his player to take one more step before going in, and that's why usually you see some of the players also who are trying to get that pass it through, possibly getting it in the wrong moment. The little bit of the offside always affecting them. But this guy, he has mastered the right distance for him to trigger these passes. He knows when to trigger the runs, and as soon as he sees any of his players in those positions, he lets go and lets loose.
Well, he has certainly mastered that, and it will open the scoring for him. But knowing Kenonix not going to sleep at all. No, it's quite tricky. Went through the legs of Oliver Kahn.
I mean,
that time
that would have been really, really unfair.
Yeah, it would have been a howler of a goal to concede.
If that one was anywhere near the goal, because that would have definitely gone in.
Certainly. I mean, we're speaking about Kenonix's choice of players, and we did see him kind of rock with that Hakan Çalhanoğlu item. So I was wondering, why would he pick Hakan Çalhanoğlu? I think he's valued about 100k FC points, of course, FC coins, of course, and he's got some amazing play styles to deal with. He's actually got almost all of the play styles in. Kenonix with that beautiful 10 from Wilson will chip it lovely into the corner. He's right back in the mix.
Exquisite lob there from Kenonix. That one right against the run of play took Anif by surprise, and he's gotten himself that goal. Yeah, you were telling us a little bit about the Hakan Çalhanoğlu's play style. Yeah, as we see again the replay from that goal.
He almost just has everything you need from a midfielder, especially when you want him to play whether deep, whether in the central rows or maybe further up front as a cam. Because he's got incisive pass, he's got ping pass is actually his play style plus, which is pretty good as well. He's got that long ball play style plus that we are looking for. Tiki taka is also part of the mix for him. He's got technical first touch and he's got intercept. So playing as a midfielder, he basically has it all to be able to play as a box-to-box midfielder if you need him to, and also more or less like an attacking midfielder if you need him to. There comes Anif once more. Look, I think for Anif, one thing that you'd say that maybe he needs to work on a little bit more, but I think he's playing more to his strengths if you watch him day in, day out, is the fact that he knows he's not the best when it comes to set defenses. So what he's doing most of the time is the fact that immediately he wins the ball, I don't think there's anybody as quick as him to get into transition.
He needs just 3 passes
in the whole of the league. Yeah, like he knows himself that, look, if you set your defense against me, I might struggle to break you down. There are guys in this league who I feel like against the defenses they're still good.
The Rhymes,
I believe it's very good. Rhymes, very, very good. Even
Son of God.
Bright, I've seen multiple times where he can be very good against their defenses because he's good with his ball control and his dribbling.
Yeah.
But for guys like Anif, because he knows he's not as good as the rest, he will play to his strengths. And I believe him doing that a lot more could definitely cause a lot of problems for Kenonix in this game.
I mean, I think that's the strategy that has worked for him, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Yes, he has not really had the best of games, but I think every single time he has done that to perfection, you've seen him run away with it. I was having a conversation with Bright last night, after the whole heroics between Anif and Bright also. I was talking about the Anif's movement, and he was like, you know what? He was sort of like attesting to his, like, how he's never really seen how someone could just with 3 passes go from your defense to his defense rather to your defense.
Beautiful move from Kenonix. That could have been.
I think the goalkeeper did get a hand on that one. Yes, and that's the only reason why it has not.
But they can't passes. How did he not score from there?
Oh wow, that would feel so unfair to Kenonix right now, because he has done all the bit of the job, and the goalkeeper just in the right place, the right time to stop that one from going in.
Well, he is indeed putting on a lot of pressure. You can tell with the press how he is causing a lot of problems as we get another glimpse at it. He should be scoring from here. It's point blank range. Wow. I mean, that's sometimes the uncertainties that come with this game, and it could be punished on the other end. Good Anif work his way in this tight areas as Kenonix crowds him out, wins back possession of the ball. I mean, it would have been devastating to him if he had considered right on that possession.
From that
exactly.
Point blank chance.
It's tough to recover from moments like that, but we definitely have an interesting game on our hands, and Anif certainly will take this game to Kenonix and push him all the way, and that's why we keep speaking about how important the points are when it comes to the National Esoccer Pro League, because just the difference between first place, second place, third place is just so close right now that you cannot afford to take your eye off the ball. And right now for Kenonix, he has his eyes set on getting that lead back.
Yep, and I think I really also love the fact that you really talked about Anif playing to his strengths. Somebody who also is really playing to his strengths since the beginning of this particular competition is King Nonex. But look at Anif go again, talking about that quick movement from transitioning. He has just gone with 2 passes right into King Nonex. I think I would say 18-yard box. His transition is possibly one of the deadliest in the pro leagues. Any other day, and if he's taking that chance and burying it beyond the goalkeeper. But kudos to King Nonex on how he positioned his goalkeeper, sort of reducing the gap in their heads. King Nonex gives another chance. The goalkeepers really are coming on top of everything that's happening here today.
If they've left goalkeeper movement, the only option is to bring him out quickly, and it seems like both of them understand the assignment.
Oh my
the routine yet again. Well, it seems like earlier on when we did start the pro league scenes, when they cross it in, it's usually nodded back. But this time, it's right in the face of the goalkeeper. And for Kinonex, it's just been inches away from getting his lead for the very first time. They're shelling right on the edge of the area, looking to cause some problems as Anif would like to defend. Just can't hold on to the ball at this point. As now, with just about 3 minutes plus added time to go in the first half, it's just where Anif wants it to be able to hit you on the counter. Now there he goes once more. You don't want this man with space to exploit at all. That was an opportunity for him to hit that pass. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it, and I was expecting that, given his pedigree, he was going to go straight on to hit that one-time pass. But he didn't. He took a little bit of touch, and the passing option sort of dwindled a little bit. But going into this one, this has been very, very end-to-end. The scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story. Any other day, and this could be a 4-3, 2-3, I mean a 5-goal thriller. So far so good in the first half, but the goalkeepers have really come on top, and I think it's really, really attesting to what you just mentioned earlier about the fact that if the goalkeeper movements have been nerfed, the most likely thing to do next is to bring your goalkeeper out on time. And I think that's something me personally I'm going to be taking home from here, because like a little bit I'm still struggling with the goalkeeper movement, trying to see if I can drag the goalkeepers. They are not fast.
There's no way it's
they
working.
aren't fast enough. So I think possibly going for the double triangles and bringing the goalkeeper out. Possibly this could be the change in fortunes for me.
Well, surely for Kinonex though, I believe in that first half, he has kind of nullified what Anif usually brings to the table in that transition offense on the counters. You're seeing him really track the runs very well, and it's kind of causing Anif to think more than he usually does on the counters, and that's why in that last scenario we did see him kind of second guess himself a little bit. It's because Kinonex extracting those runs, he's staying in the passing lanes and kind of causing him to really think a lot when it comes to the transition offense. Speaking of that offense, here comes Anif, and he knows when to slow it down as well. It's not always that you've got to rush it.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why he has currently still in this game, going up against someone who knows how to press like King Nonex. You cannot afford to lose the ball in those dangerous areas. We talked about that again and again and again throughout this competition. There are places where it is almost criminal to lose the ball. Talking about getting this one, he takes a touch too many. And you can see the smile on his face tells you he knows that it's really, really in. He's just in his head. Definitely that one should be going in any day, anytime.
That second touch just invited too much from the defender, and Kinonex was able to close him down on that possession. Well, this one certainly unraveling everywhere on both sides of the virtual pitch as Anif and Kinonex go head to head. You know what? I think in any sport, any given sport, whether it's an e-sport, whether it's a traditional sport, if you have a 4th place player playing against a 10th place player, usually your bet is on the 4th place man to dominate. But this is not the case at all.
Absolutely.
It's as end-to-end as ever. It tells you how competitive the National Esoccer Pro League is.
Yes, I agree with you. And if you're looking at what the point tally do say, we were talking about it earlier on, where we have just 1 point difference between, I think, 8 points to 11 points. And I think it's about 3 or 4 points different from 8 down to even 13 points. So it tells you that the quality is really in there. The players are going off for it. Everybody's going for the jugular. Nobody is slowing down or taking this competition as a joke. Everybody's taking it serious. They want to prove to the whole world, to Nigeria, to Africa, that they deserve to be in that elite division. That is what all of these players are fighting for. Yes, some of the players are looking forward to going on to win the whole thing, but these players, they know that as long as we're able to take the next step to going into the elite division, that is all we really need to do.
I think they've all got personal agendas that they are looking to execute when it comes to the National Soccer Pro League. For Anif, you've got to look at maybe redeeming yourself a little bit after last year's Pro League wasn't his best showing, was relegated, and you'd see a lot of people online maybe making a lot of noise as to the fact that, okay, maybe Anif doesn't belong here. And I think so far what he's been able to prove with the little bit of the resurgence that he's had is the fact that he can hang with some of the very best out. And for Kinonix, I believe people more or less had like premature conversations about him maybe being one of the very best in Nigeria, but he's had to climb through the ranks. Things didn't go well for him in the Challengers Cup, and now people started questioning whether he is indeed gold. They've seen those trademark through balls once more. He's in with Fabian. We'll cut it back into Wilson Alif, looking for the space to shoot. He finds it.
Wow. King Nonex with a goal line tackle. That is the only reason why the scoreline hasn't changed to 2-1. My goodness, I thought for a moment there that Anif was possibly going to go on and get that a second ball, but this time around, King Nonex nullifying that threat with the finest of tackles we have seen. This is possibly one of the best ways to kickstart any of the game weeks. My goodness, end-to-end stuff, really, really tough stuff. And now King Nonex, right from that one, turns around to get himself a lead for the very first time in this game. And Anif will be feeling so unlucky right now.
Very unlucky. On one end, you look like you're about to go up. There is more or less like a goal line clearance. On the other end, on that same possession, it sometimes does really hurt. And I know if you play FC at any capacity, whether pro level, casual level, I mean, you definitely agree with me that one is definitely going to hurt. And credit to Kenonex, though. A little bit of the mind games there, but immediately that ball got to Shelling's feet. He knew what he wanted to do with the build-up. So beautiful. Look at that cross pass from Caroline Sega. One touch into Shelling. He kind of baited him with how he went to the left side.
It did look like he was going to turn onto Shelling's left. And right against that turn, as soon as Anif committed the defender, we did see Shelling on her favorite right foot there. Absolutely insane stuff we are just seeing from these players. King Nonex now trying to see if he can double that lead, make it 3-1 in his favor. That will possibly give him a whole lot of breathing space in this one, because you know Anif is the guy who is not definitely going to be lying down. We have only played 57 minutes, I believe, on the clock. That's a lot of time.
It's 67 actually, as the clock does keep ticking. Ooh. I mean, Kenonex are kind of redefined the corner kick technique, because usually what we saw in the first 2 weeks was
down back and they're using the finesse to go in.
But this time he's actually knocking it inside, right in front of the goalkeeper, and not a lot of people are kind of tracking it. Yeah,
I think making it scrappy is sort of where the
because it can bounce anywhere.
Anywhere you could get yourself an own goal, a deflection, something could just happen. And like we just saw earlier in the first half, where he had two options, you could just be left to the 1-on-1 in the 6 yards box.
Exactly, can cause absolute pandemonium at the back when that situation arises. Kenonex on the hand, he smells blood, he smells maybe one more goal to give him that security he's been looking for, but you'll not be rushing it at all. Definitely signs of a pretty good player, and there's a reason why he's in the top 5 of the National Esoccer Pro League 2026. And for him to just take the sting out of the game a little bit, gets it away though, and if we have an opportunity to counter, we know how much he loves doing that. He's got options to find. This time we will see just invited too much of the pressure. Gets it back.
My goodness.
It's a build on the finish.
My goodness. You can see that sigh of relief, a huge sigh of relief. For the first time, he didn't allow King Nonex go in his head after he tried to cut back again and again. I mean, we did see again and again him trying to cut back into space, because King Nonex was really pressuring every single man that had the ball. But the very first time throughout this game that he forced the issue, he was able to get himself another goal. I think that will possibly open up the game, because now Anif will be looking at this as a different level, saying, you know what, if I can be able to force the issue, maybe I might get himself some well-desired performance or goals there. Yeah.
With 15 minutes to go, this one, you definitely have to call it a close shave, a close battle. It has been end-to-end so far. I mean, I'm sure many will agree with me that it's difficult picking who'd go on to win this game, because both of them have had very good opportunities to go on and win this. But in transition like this, and if it's a different beast, look how quick the passes is coming, and he could have found space. But credit to Kenonex though, didn't panic at all, held his own and really crammed down the space as Anif unsuccessful on that attempt.
Listen, I'm not even in the cockpit. I'm not even the one with the pad, but the pressure is getting to me with the way
The intensity of the game is just kind of
intensity
rising a little bit.
It's just at another level. The players are switching, making their 1-2 passes. It is so quick. The hand to brain coordination right now. I can only imagine what it looks like for all of the players. The one defending and King Nonex, and for Anife, who is attacking at all fronts.
Just the organization at the back from Kinonex, I think, has been very good. You look at his switching as well. Not as many times would you see that there's a 1v1 situation between a centre back and an attacker. I mean, we saw that scenario yesterday with Josh's game, so he was kind of struggling with it a little bit. He sneaks one past a pool of defenders at the back, and you can tell Kinonex appreciates that one. There were a lot of bodies at the back. I think Anif will be disappointed how that pass went through.
Absolutely. I feel a little bit for Anif right now, and you can see the way King Nonex himself reacted, that he possibly wasn't expecting all of that to happen, but he was just right on track to get that one out.
Well, Baloke versus Simply Uzo certainly taking off as that one currently at 1 goal apiece. Simply Uzo coming in hot, coming in strong. Wow. We'll make it 2-1 now. I mean, he grabbed his first point yesterday. He's currently on 4 points on the leaderboard. He is indeed on the up and up. If he's able to pick up more points, that'll see him climb up the table and get to 7 points if he does indeed secure a win in that game. Back focus on to our main game on the featured broadcast. And if versus Kinonex have certainly lived up to the billing. It's certainly been one of the best games so far on broadcast. Well said. It's a lovely 10. That would have been excellent if it had
That would have had me on my feet screaming for my dear life, because that was absolutely insane stuff. It was a pause being queued by Anife. They're just 5 minutes on the game clock, plus whatever it is we're going to get. An extra time as we see an update in the game between Baloki and Simply Uzo. That one currently poised at 2-2. But Anif will be looking to see if he can go quickly into the pause and make one last change that will possibly take this one to the next level for him. While I think for King Nonex, this is the best time for him to while away time a little bit, and I think with that throw-in now, it has just played right into Anif's hands as he has an opportunity to change something, shake something a little bit, and probably throw everything he has, all the knife he has at King Nonex. This is going to be an interesting 4 minutes left on this game.
Well, certainly. Right now, I think that there are a couple of things running through King Nonex's mind, where if you hold on to possession a lot, and let's say you try to, because you don't want to hold possession in your own half for a very long time.
Yeah,
the game automatically
that invites a lot of pressure.
You down. So you don't want to go up with it, but the more you go up, the more you are liable to being counted, and you know the man you're playing with, one of the best on the counter. So right now, I'm sure King Nonex has one thing on his mind, trying to, of course, hold on to this lead, but it will indeed be difficult playing against a guy like Anif, and he's holding on to the ball right where he needs it. Boo on the left-hand side. King Nonex, though, dribbles the one out of play shockingly. Very uncharacteristic from him. We know how firm he is when he's got the ball, but now he will give leeway to another attacking situation. Oh, that was an excellent tackle right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he threw his own body at and if possibly from his controller, because that was possibly the only way to ensure that Anif didn't counter that one. And with less than 30 seconds left of the game with game clock, it would take a howler from King Nonex to give anything out in this one. Ball's back, and I think this is the end of it. This one was a very hard fought win by King Nonex. You can see how he's sweating and how he's really panting. It's taking a huge physical and mental toll on that man. Anife on his own really did put up a huge fight, but in the end I think it's King Nonex who is running away with this one. But I'm going to also quickly note this, that it's also very easy for us to say Anif's attack is at like amazing level. But if also look at it deeply, you also see that his defending is actually impressive.
Yeah, very good.
Going up against a King Nonex who knows how to score those goals, who has, I think the second largest haul of goals in the entire thing. You would expect that Anif will suffer a little bit, but I think to sort of do his own business, and I think it was hard done a little bit by some of the decision, a little bit by the EA in terms of what that happened in the entirety of the game. But a decent performance, very decent performance, just doesn't get the results, and we're back in the game between Simply Uzo and Baloke.
Well, credit to King Nonex. Those are some of the wins that you really look back on and say they potentially helped them to secure maybe a top 8 spot, a top 4 spot, or even the crown at the end of it all. Because that was a hard-fought one. And the thing about King Nonex is that's not the first time he's had to scrape for a win. You remember his game against Khalid?
2-1.
Like, there are some of those games from some of the very best players around where they've got to fight for it. They've got to scrape for it, and I'm sure he will indeed be extremely proud of how he got the job done. We tell our attention to this one as we approach halftime in this game with Simply Uzo looking like he's a different man with a different lease as we get a little bit of a smile from him. It looks like yesterday turned a whole new corner for him.
Yes, I mean a lot of confidence booster to be able to get that draw against Guru and to get it in that manner of passion. It wasn't a ball draw, it wasn't a 2-2 or 1-1 draw, it was a 6-6 draw, which tells you that man did score a lot of goals. He took the fight to Guru and then got that his own also, I think, high crazy win, high scoring encounter against, oh my goodness, that one is an absolute fantastic goal from Baloke. Baloke is refusing to go without a fight in this one. I think there's still so much game to happen in this particular match. We're going to see a whole lot of goals, possibly the same haul we did see in the game between Simply Uzo and Khalid. And I think after that game, those two games, getting 4 points in one day, I think sort of has taken his confidence to another level. If he goes on to win this one against Baloke, his tally is going to be 7 points. It's going to lift him up a little bit and possibly make him tell himself, you know what, there's still a whole lot to play for.
Nothing is impossible.
About 11 more games for you to play for, and you have 7 points. You might not be looking at winning anything at all, but at least you can see if you can scrape your way into the top 8. I mean, he has played most of the top players already.
Yeah, surely it will give him some confidence in some sense, and picking up these points are indeed going to be vital. The job is not done yet, though. There's still a chunk of the 45 left to play. Simply Uzo looking to ride off the wave of yesterday with some impressive performances. Baloke, though, I mean, Baloke has to be looking at this game as his potential way of also kind of bouncing back a little, because this against an opponent who has been struggling in the league just like yourself. And if it's going to be such a battle, we usually see relegation battles in so many sports, and when those teams face off against each other, it's always tight. So you kind of understand why it is indeed tight for both of these guys to separate from each other. And right now, Simply Uzo doing a great job of currently holding on to the lead. You find Yamal. Can he get one more twist in the tail? Yamal down the byline almost.
Attempts at Trivela from that angle. That was very, very tight. I think for Baloke, also getting to get a winner against Baji Senior would do him a lot of good. It might be different because you're looking at Baji Senior hasn't had the best of runs after that opening day magic where he went on to beat Guru. But I think it also gives him such a boost in the sense that this is someone who's highly respected in the community. Yes, he might not be having the best of times that time around. It is blocked by that defender there. And he will beat a huge sigh of relief there, Simply Uzo, as he takes this fight, continues to try and see if he can make something out of this one. But like you did say, this is a relegation battle type of event, and if there's any time he can get the result, it is now. Talking about getting the result, 5-5 now, 4-4 rather on the score clock. This would give us a huge input into what the boys have for us today. I think this is nicely poised for Baloke to get something out of this game.
I mean, not just nicely poised for Baloke, nicely poised for us enjoying as well, because you feel like it might just go right down to the wire, nobody necessarily running away with it. Just 55 minutes gone, and this one just level pegging at 4-4. You almost sense that it could go right down to the wire. There's Scott with Simply Uzo. I mean, he was comfortable up by 2 goals, then all of a sudden, poof, Baloke wakes up from his slumber, but he just couldn't keep that one out. Simply Uzo pairing as it leads yet again. He makes that one 5-4 now, and I'm sure what's running through his mind is, I cannot give this up.
You know, one thing he has to possibly work on, despite no matter what happens in this game, is the defending. If you notice yesterday, he did concede a lot of goals, and that has been like a mainstay in his gaming. Talking about conceded goal, he just considered the 5th one against today. He considered 7 against Khalid, considered 6 against Guru. He has to find a way to ensure that doesn't keep happening, because you're not always going to outscore your opponent, but you have to ensure that your opponent doesn't score so many goals. If you can limit your opponents to 2 or 3 goals, just like King Nonex did earlier in the broadcast today, then you might be able to have a chance consistently to win games. Back in the action, but okay, I did tell you he was refusing to go without a fight. He possibly looks at this one as one of the games which he should be getting a result against his opponent. Simply Uzo now chasing another lead. He has blown his lead multiple times today. I believe he has always been a lead throughout today's event. Now is an opportunity for him. If he can get this ball out from Baloke, who is building nicely. Very patient build up there from Baloke. looking and probing. You see, that's one thing people don't actually realize with the level of play. When you are playing an opponent who is top level and you see them going sideways, they're not wasting time. They are looking for an opportunity. They are sort of tempting you out, trying to drag you out. I'm talking about dragging you out. Here is Baloke, who has finally found a way to drag that player out. But unfortunately, the last minute decision, the final pass wasn't enough. It didn't go right in, and he turns. This time, the block from Simply was just enough to stop Baloke from taking the lead for the very first time in this game.
Well, what we are seeing, you clearly tell that both of them have their eyes set on potentially getting a win. And I love that it is that way and that if not giving up on qualifying into the elite leagues, Fabian twisting and turning as Simply Uzo marches on and looking to regain that lead back. Well said, it's an excellent move coupled up with a very good finish as well. Simply Uzo throughout the whole of the game has shown clearly that every single time he does get an opportunity, he takes it. Like Manny said earlier on, it's just been the defenders that has been questionable. Even though he had a great day yesterday, he just couldn't keep guys out from scoring. And that has got to be something that he's working with. You cannot be playing your fellow, player who has kind of struggled a little bit and be conceding this number of goals. Because yesterday, like you said, he considered 7 in one game. Even though he won, considered 6 against 13 goals in a day. It's not a healthy one at all. But scoring a lot of goals is indeed healthy. I believe that one by Yamal just ruled out for offside. So Simply Uzo definitely has to go to the drawing board and kind of work on that defense and keeping guys out. I think it's a concentration type of thing, especially when he is leading and quite comfortable. That's where I believe he does invite a lot of pressure. And speaking of pressure, Baloke handles them like some of the very best around, and we are back where it all started. Nothing to separate them once more. Wow. We said.
Just almost as though we're prophetic, right? Sort of. It has been a mainstay of how all of his games have looked like, right from the elite level where he considered, I think, the second most goals in the whole of the competition. And he just gets so many opportunities to score. He does score another one, gets his lead again. You can't afford to keep doing this. You're scoring the goals. Now you have to find a way to ensure that your defenses are always set. Your opponent should be playing against set defenses. Baloke is not catching him on transitions. It is Baloke really playing against a terrible defense. And that's something that has to change and needs to change as quickly as possible. Here's another chance for Baloke to turn this one around. But Rose, it could be a very, very good decision there. It does survive. Any other player and possibly Simply Uzo is losing by 10 goals right now because Baloke hasn't really been the most clinical player of all time. For the first time, Simply Uzo gets himself a 2-goal lead with 40 minutes in game left to go. Now this is the best time for game management.
With some breathing room, Simply Uzo might just be marching on to his second consecutive win. After the first 2 to 3 weeks, it didn't look like it was going to be possible at all. After picking up serious 4 points yesterday in that draw against Guru and also that famous win against Khalid, it is definitely not far off from this guy getting to 7 points on the leaderboard. And I think you have everybody shook, especially guys like Game with George, Tada Boy, Bright, Anif, all of the guys who are kind of in the top part of the second half of the table.
Yes, especially from the fact, I remember right now that Simply Uzo has played, this is going to be his 7th or 8th game, and with every other person around him playing 8 to 9 games, that gives him another extra game in hand to play to possibly get another point to turn his season around. If he can get the next 3 points in this one, it would do him a whole lot of good. And yes, I think for players like Game with Josh, players like Bryce Fleek, Baji Senior, who are currently rooted in the bottom, and for players like Blaze, who have not had a very decent move ever since that first week run, then you might be looking at the whole thing and telling yourself, listen, if Uzo can with 2 games turn his season around and all of a sudden he's so close to me, then maybe I have to really do way more than this. My goodness, this is absolutely horrible defending from Simply Uzo. I think he really needs to make some of these changes going forward if he wants to get anything out of this competition. He cannot defend like this because Baloke, kudos to Baloke anyways, is currently in the game all of a sudden, reducing that 2-goal lead to 1. And it is what we'll be turning the 10 minutes mark with.
It makes it feisty as ever. Baloke can smell a dangerous one, and that might just be the pick of his very best goals today. And it's 8-8 money. Has spent the last couple of seconds talking about how Simply Uzo's defending has just not been the best, and he's been justified clearly. Up by 8 goals to 6, 2-goal cushion for the very first time, and you're expecting way better from somebody who desperately needs points. Well, he has now thrown the final minutes of this one into a huge frenzy. It's anybody's game now. Dallo for Baloke, I'm sure you have a lot of confidence going forward, not rushing it at all. We'll play it into the middle through Bomati. Sega. For Simply Uzo though, he just has to be kind of devastated as to how things are going, as he almost conceded once more.
Yeah, I was going to say before that that move which saw Baloke go into the offside position, I was going to say that the way the momentum has shifted and the way again and again and again Baloke has found his way back in, I wouldn't be surprised if Baloke is able to run away with this one or find a result somewhere. It talks about how much he is strong mentally for Baloke to come back from behind 8 good times. That tells you that the man himself is really, really up for the fight today. Yes, he might not be one of the better players because this is his first radio at such an FUT tournament. This time around, that shot being blocked there by Baloke all of a sudden, and now you hear Baloke going now. I think he can smell blood. The momentum probably has gone up a notch, and for him going down the byline, he has seen so much promise from that byline. He might just be the one that turns it around for his season, and yes, it is.
Wow!
Right on the money.
The script you never saw coming. Baloke, in a game where he has been on the back foot for 90% of the time, gets his first lead at the 89th minute. In a game which has produced 17 goals, we'll see Baloke just 1 minute of added time away from pulling off what would be a big win. Can he keep a hold on to the ball? And we'll find Kafu. We're just seconds away of doing this, and for sure now confirmed. Baloke with massive resilience will pull off this big win in this huge battle. Simply Uzo will feel like a man that has just lost a lot in this game.
I genuinely think he's lost a lot in this particular one because he had 2-goal lead up, and I was talking about him managing the game, but he didn't. He was going on those attacks which were unnecessary. With the way he had set up his we did talk about this, I think, in game week 2 about adaptation. In game, you have to learn how to adapt. You're playing a terrible game, you're playing a bad game, you're getting yourself a win. Now you have to adapt from going attack, playing a balanced game to playing a very defensive game. Take the ball to your opponent, but switch sides as much as you can. Ensure that your opponent does not have any hold of the ball at all, and that is the only way you'll be able to get hold on to that win. Every win counts, every point count in this game, and all of a sudden this man was inside. He had 3 points in sight, and now he's no longer there. Baloke is going to take this one and run away with it. We were expected to see Simply Uzo with 7 points at the end of this game week, but now I think it's Baloke who's going to be running with that.
Well, the changes do keep coming, and we're loving them here inside the Game Evolution Studios. Well, that's round 1 done, with 2 guys getting 2 huge wins. Non-excess win guarantees him a top 3 spots right at the end of this weekend when we are done for today. And of course, Baloke elevates himself to 6 points on the leaderboard. We'll be back with round 2 of the action of the National Esoccer Pro League. Oh, good God! For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about? Man, Mbappe is not on. Well, it takes on as he's committed. Novis, take it back into the game from 12 yards. Score! And we're back where it started. The winner, the best ever national Esoccer League champion, your man. What? For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about? Man, Mbappe is that on? Well, it takes on as he's committed. Nove, take it back into the game from 12 yards, scores! And we're back where it started. The queen of the best ever national Esoccer League champion, Yoruba. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. The best of the best players feeling the pressure and the nerves of Game 24.
My goodness.
Wow, what are we seeing? Bringing to you this live broadcast of this huge matchup. We got to see once more what the Challengers Cup is all about. It's being able to produce in the pressure cooker. And I love when players are nervous a little bit, where, you know, you get an opportunity to see them when they're definitely amped up for today as well. Match week 4 definitely has started in the right way. Baloke getting a huge win in that one. Kinonix, that's a big win for him against Anif. But on to the next we go. Like we told you guys, every single weekend it's back-to-back action from us. We finished with round 1. We're heading straight into round 2. And I think, judging from the expression on Manny's face, he knows the game which is coming on. He's excited. Bright versus Guru should be a good one.
Yep. Bright versus Guru, Abuja versus Lagos. Of course, Guru didn't have the best of days yesterday. I think he drew 2 times.
Yeah. He drew to Simply Uzo and then, of course, King
Onyx, yes. King Onyx is possibly one you could take, but the one for Simply Uzo. Now it's one.
If the King Onyx, remember that last pass he gave? That cost him the goal.
Right. And looking at the head-to-head with Bright, who Bright with that resurgence lately has really done himself a lot of good. 5-3 is the win rate and 2 draws, both players, with the loss showing you the massive gap so far. Guru has had 2 losses, while Bright has had 6 losses. Yeah. And I think that explains why the position in the league right now is looking at as it is 4 points. I think 4, number 4 in the league.
Yeah.
That is a Guru, and for Bright, he is currently 13th in the league. The win probability is 60-40% right now. I think that tells you a little bit of how we are all looking at this game based off what we're seeing. But the run by Bright lately, he's also got 4 points yesterday. A 3 points from this one will possibly be taking Bright into the top 8 conversation. So I think for him, he probably has that at the back of his mind going into this game.
Well, I think Bright might be earning himself a new nickname from me. Every single game against a top half opponent is producing. I want to call him the giant killer these days, especially if he can pull off a result against Guru, be it win or draw, we have to call him a giant killer.
Yeah.
He was the one who stopped Elevation when he was on a 6-game winning streak. He was the one who took points off of Son of God as well. In the big games, Bright comes to play. I mean, in the big games, he shines the brightest. The giant killer is on display. And if he's able to pull it off against Guru, well, I don't know. I think we have to make that nickname a staple now.
Yeah, we probably might call him Rihanna, the African Rihanna, shining the brightest.
Exactly.
But also in the background we have Dracarys versus Dada Boy is going to be happening, and we're going to be giving you guys the live update as that one is happening live. Now, what I'm going to mention also here is that unfortunately or fortunately for Guru, Boyd isn't here to coach King Knowledge, which automatically also means he's not going to be in the hot seat for Bright, who he has coached alongside King Knowledge. Now, I'm very, very interested to see how that will play out for Bright, because you do realize that Bright has this. He was able to feed off that energy from
maybe in moments where he kind of lacked concentration a little bit.
Just
Boyd was the one to
ramp
switch
it up a little
yeah.
bit. Yes, and I think for Guru, he's possibly licking his lips right now, saying, you know what, the man who was very key to your resurgence isn't here. That means I definitely have a huge chance, that I wouldn't fall victim to your antics.
Well, every single game that I've watched of Guru where he's won, his first 10 minutes kind of tell you, they give you an inkling. Like, if his first couple of chances he nails them and he's able to create, you're in trouble. I think he did that against Kinonex as well. Just unfortunately gave the ball away in the last couple of minutes, which was like it was more or less like suicidal. He could have had 3 points in that game.
Yeah.
But you look at every single win of his in the first 10 minutes, he's out by a goal or two. But the only game where he went on to lose, where you can go back and say, you know what, he deserved to lose this game, was against Baji Senior, where he didn't start well. And it just carried on throughout. I mean, that was the first time he was coming all the way from Abuja to come and play. So that's something to look out for. And can Bright cope with that very hot start that usually Guru has? So that's a couple of things to note down for this big game which you're about to see. Like I said, every single game against the top half opponent, Bright finds a way to produce, stop that elevation streak, pick points off of Son of God as well. And of course, elsewhere, we'll be discussing when the updates do come in, Dracarys versus Dada Boy. Yesterday, Dada Boy didn't get to play any games. He had the whole of the day to relax, watch how things were panning out on YouTube, and could also just pick a couple of things to see how things go down. We do kickstart with that other game happening in the back. Dracarys taking on Dada Boy. Like we said, both of them, they've not been bad totally, but I think for the expectations that we had for them, they maybe performed below par as compared to the standards that we set for them. For somebody like Dracarys, I was expecting way more from him, and now that he started to pick up steam a little bit, himself and Dada Boy, they started to pick up steam a little bit. You expected that in the coming days we'll see a whole different form of players when they do pick up the controllers. We start this one off, I believe, Dracarys in that full blue kit with Dada Boy. I think so far Dada Boy hasn't changed his outfit.
Yeah, that's always been, I think, also trying to represent his
Outlaws
esports.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, it might look like a slow start, but then the beauty of this particular competition is that if we're talking about the top 8 ways, they are totally not out of it yet, especially Dracarys, who has had impressive performances but just not had those results first yet. So if Dracarys is looking at the entirety of this competition with about 10 to 11 games left for him to play, he's possibly telling himself, you know what, I haven't had all of the results, but I've been slowly picking up the results in the past 2-3 games. This is another reason why, this is another chance for me to get another result and then, cement my place in that conversation for top 8, while the other boy will also be looking at it, and in his head, he hasn't had the best of performances. I think that's where it's different from him and Dracarys. He has not had the best of performances, and that, of course, has not translated to results. Some of the players have terrible performances and sort of found a way to get those results, but for him, it's been a little bit different. And I think for both players, it isn't totally the end of the world right now. There's so much still to happen for them, and I can't wait to watch.
It's indeed going to be a close contest. You can almost feel it with how the first 13 minutes have gone. Dracarys kind of slow to build up a little bit, but we'll definitely like his chances in such a game against somebody who I believe is just 2 points above him in Dada Boy. So he'll be looking to potentially leapfrog him in the table and get back into the upper echelons of the standings, trying to get away through Pedro Neto that time, bullied off the ball as Dada Boy will win back possession of the ball and will make inroads Interestingly, this time through shelling, CC will find Peanut. The Outlaws man, one thing that you've got to say about him is the fact that in almost every single game, even the ones he's not played well, there has been the clear intent for him to find a winner. It's just that at the start of the whole of the tournament, you remember those big losses to Kinonix and to Son of God, but it now feels like light years ago when that happened. As we do get updates, the Bright versus Guru game has begun, and it seems like it will be the man in red hot form, Bright, the giant killer, to open us up in that one 4 minutes in. And maybe we might have a crazy script on our hands. Well, it seemed like the Abuja man was quick enough to respond with a goal of his own, and it's such a lovely one. The pass into Predu. Perfect.
Yeah. The pass, the L1 stop, and the ability to quickly get that finesse into the top left corner. What a way to kickstart this one. We're expecting goals in this one. Both players, attacking players, they know how to build up quickly. And I think that's one thing I want to show you. There is a very huge contrast between the game between Bright and Guru and the game between Dracarys and Dadaboy. Dracarys and Dadaboy sort of favor the slow build-up style of play, which is not really the best in FC26. FC26, as you can see again and again, that we have been on stream. You have seen that the players who have the fast build-up style have been the ones who have had the most of the, I think, the most chances created, the most exciting brand of football, the brand of FC rather. So far, so good. I think that is a huge contrast between this particular game and the game between Bright and Good. You know, against Bright, you know, the game between Bright and Good is going to give us a whole lot and back and forth stuff. The whole lot of, my goodness, decides to go for that wrong pass there. Bright really knocking on the door. Both players, it's really been end to end. No, there has not been any ball in the midfield so far so good. Both players are bypassing the midfield, going straight to their opponents, trying to make something happen. And as you can see, in just 14 minutes, we've had 2 goals from both players.
Well, surely, I like the approach from Bright as well. That's one thing that I've admired from him on his, I'd call it a generational round of beating guys who are the top spot of the league. He's not afraid to take the game to them. Like right now, he's had a great defensive possession. He's not going to waste time at all. Just take it to Guru and show him that you are ready to really go at this game. He's had an opportunity to make a killer pass. We'll find Salah on the lane.
That one goes through. I didn't see that pass going in.
And it's the
good celebration.
We're speaking of the fact that he had so many options to choose from, and that instantly makes Guru confused.
Absolutely.
Look, Manny, if you are there defending, I think you'd be confused as well.
Yeah,
why are you defending?
Because they were about, I think it was a 4
like 4 options.
Yeah, at this point we had 4 versus 3, and he used. I mean, the pass here was perfect. I mean, that was better, and the fact that he went for that low-driven cross, I wouldn't.
Somebody else with Salah is probably trying to come back,
and then. That's one of the reasons why they are both having an amazing run, and they are where they are currently. Guru on 4th position with Bright currently seeking to go up more than 13th position where he currently is right now. And that's the insane thing about what we are currently witnessing. You wouldn't believe that this is a 13th rated player right now on the table going up against a 4th rated player on the same table, because the brand of FC Bo players that are currently on right now is absolutely insane and very, very intense. Here is Guru trying to quickly respond, but balloons this one to the skies. I think that was a
quick close down from Bright, recognizing the danger, getting back into action. I like what I'm seeing from both sides. I think Guru has also been extremely aggressive. One thing that's kind of gone down for Guru a little bit has been that stellar defense we've been praising him for. Yesterday, he conceded way too many goals against Simply Uzo, and the types of goals he conceded against Kenonix, I don't think you'd be happy about as well. So maybe his defense hasn't been where it used to be, but I think his offense is still at the very level we did see it in earlier weeks. Bright, though, doesn't care about anything that has gone down in the past weeks. All he knows is that this game right in front of him is an important one, and he's looking to put on a strong show. There goes Smith. Puteas. This
my goodness. Bright. Woo! The L1 stop, the reverse elastico, but with Puteas and Smith at the same time. My goodness, this guy is currently playing a very exciting brand of football. This is a different man, a different beast entirely from the very person that started out in the pro leagues. That's one of the. I was about to tell you this before that goal went in. It does look like the players are paying us to keep quiet, because every single thing we had said from the beginning of this game has been turned around. You know, when this game started, we were looking at KK, Dadaboy as the ones, and King Nonex, of course, as the ones who are probably going to make a whole lot of conversations happen in these leagues. But with time going on, Guru came into the picture, and we're looking at Guru and saying, you know what, Guru, I think that's the man mountain Abuja.
I mean, every single game involving Guru now is an
now-
Abuja versus Lagos battle.
Absolutely, it's now.
When he did call out the Lagos players on broadcast, you kind of expect it.
You kind of expect it, and I think that's another thing. It sort of adds a whole lot of intensity to these games as they're going by right now. Guru probably be the one who is currently a whole lot of under pressure. He's not just playing for himself right now. He's playing for his state. He's trying to carry Abuja on his back also and show that his conversation about Abuja having some of the best players is entirely, appropriate for this league. But my oh my, what a performance we are seeing from his opponent here.
Are you guys not entertained? It's what the National Esoccer Pro League is all about. Just the drama, storylines, the narratives as well. Bright is just on one at this point. That roulette was out of this world. I mean, I feel like he's getting closer to flow state. I wouldn't say he's in flow state yet, but almost everything he's trying is coming up for this man. He is indeed extremely confident at this point. There goes Shelling once more. 30 in-game minutes gone. And Bright, if he's not careful, or for Guru, if he's not careful, he could definitely give it away. Look at that roulette one more time. Passes it into Poteas. Dangerous moments. Could have shot.
And
But
I think
the touch was a
that
little bit
tackle,
heavy.
yeah. And I think the tackle also from Guru deserving a whole lot of praise also. That one would definitely have made it 4-3. My goodness. My oh my. Bright is really on another thing right now. He's crazy, this man.
I think Bright needs to get one for assurance going into the second half. Because
He needs two,
I just have a
because this
feeling,
is Guru.
knowing Guru, he'd go like a crazy run. Speaking of that run, it could start from now with his Poteas on the very other end. He does not sleep at all. With the whole of Abuja on his shoulders, he's not yet to disappoint them.
Absolutely.
Gets within one of the goal margin. It makes it very, very interesting heading into the last couple of minutes in this first half.
I mean, the performance from this man again and again has shown you that this is not someone you can definitely write off. Guru, at that man, always calm, always cool under pressure. It doesn't look like he's currently losing at this game because he knows there's a whole lot of time, and he knows he has the quality, the ability to still change things around. Now this game is giving us 5 goals already, and I believe there's still so much more to come in this one. Bright versus Guru, just the exact way we're expecting this one to happen. This one might just be offside if he gets it right. And yes, Bright did get that defending right. I think if this was Anife, definitely he would have been trained that pass a whole lot earlier, and you have definitely been seeing that one in the net already.
For Anif, he kind of has carved the reputation out for himself the way he plays these days. But this first half has been so entertaining. Just the fact that where both of the players are stationed, and like Manny said earlier, you wouldn't believe if we told you the gap between these two when it comes to the positions on the league table. But it is indeed insane. Just the quality on display at this moment with 5 minutes to go. Bright still holding on, but maybe just not for long. Guru, this time with Shelly.
Oh, gets himself back into the conversation. 3-3. Right on the money, the right time to score that goal. That one doing the business. Guru gets himself the 3rd goal in, and the lead has suddenly disappeared. We are back on level terms, back to the drawing board. A whole lot of action still left in this one. 3-3, Bright, Guru. Bright now coming back up. Pass to Shelling. He's still probing. Watching out for things to happen. Drakaris, that boy, we're having a 1-1 as the update in that particular game. It does seem like there's more goals to come in this one. The slow build-up from both players. We did talk about that one a little bit earlier. It's a little bit contrast from what we are seeing with Guru and Bright, who are bypassing the midfield battle. But these both players, they sort of look similar. And as they are focusing on that midfield to take them, give them the result they need.
Well, exactly. We were speaking about the tempo of the game and how maybe this one is kind of slow as compared to the other one. Or this time around, Drakaris just under siege right there. And Dada Boy will take full advantage. The patience with which he finished as well could have gone for an easy finesse. And Bright, back in this game, is leading once more. 4-3. Well. You cannot blink. You blink, you miss.
I absolutely love this particular game we are witnessing. A little bit too much compared to the other one that's happening between Drakaris and Dada Boy, because this is very, very end-to-end. This is fast-paced. As you are talking, somebody is scoring. As somebody is scoring, another person is going off for it. So I think there's a whole lot more battle still left in this particular game between Bright and Guru. And it is one that I am here for. This is one of the reasons why we absolutely love the pro leagues. Here from Gate Esports, here is Dada Boy trying to see if he can get himself 2-goal lead in this one. Can he get some shots? Gets it! And And that one was interesting. You have a smile on your face. What do you have to say about that one?
The thing is, it's very tricky because immediately you made the run with Shelling. There was another player that was coming for support, and I feel like Dracarys kind of bought into it a little bit, was moving his defender to cover the run. But what the other boy did perfectly was continue his run right into that same direction and fired far post. He's up by 2-goal margin in that game. The other boy, if he's able to pick up that win, that could really elevate him into the top half of the table. We go back into this highly anticipated game, this crunch fixture, which has not disappointed in the first half, and I have a feeling the second half isn't going to be slow at all. Guru currently down by a goal in this game, but you know with him, he's not going to be sleeping anytime soon. The touch a bit heavy as he invites the goalkeeper. They're slightly offside on that one, but that should be the warning sign and the warning shot
For Bright
to know Guru is not going to be an easy man to beat at all.
Guru is never the person you're going to put in the category of easy games, because we have seen it again and again that this man is a man with the nerves of steel. He knows how to get the goals. We've seen you have never had a game where Guru didn't actually score a whole lot of goals or didn't create chances. The only problem has always been, I think, in the first game where he didn't take the chance against Baji Senior and against Simply, where he was a little bit unlucky, if you dare to say. Here is Guru trying to force the issue, gets himself back and equalizer. It is 4-4 now. This man, I told you, he has nerves of steel. He's very locked in. He knows what he needs to do. And the Abuja and Lagos battle rages on. 4-4 currently between Bright and Guru. Let's see how much more will happen.
It is indeed action-packed. And just like how we like it. I mean, Manny and I, we've just been enjoying the blessings that has come with the National Esoccer Pro League. Almost every single game on the broadcast hasn't disappointed at all. You barely see a heavily one-sided game. Maybe yesterday a couple of them, but today it's been so close. Guru to lead for the very first time. Bang, bang, bang. There he goes. And a trademark sipping of water after every goal comes back as well. The man from Abuja will turn things around. And could that be the signal for something great the rest of the minutes to go?
Never celebrate until it is over. I think that's a lesson that Guru possibly is trying to teach Bright in this one, as it seems like for this time around, Guru now is in the driving seat and he possibly wants to hold on to that lead for longer than Bright did with his own.
Bright's got to be careful now. In most of the games that we see Guru in a lead, he more or less dominates and kind of takes the game away from his opponent. So Bright has got to find a way to stay in this game. This is first time that he's down by a goal in this game, and you don't want to be down by a goal against Guru of all people. He's got some defending to do here with Shelly. Look how patient Guru is with it, just scouring for that key space to find that key pass in the mix. Poteas, recycle, Shelling. She's dangerous. Vicario claims that one with both hands, and Bright surely happy about that one. You can't give the ball away there. Fortunately for him, though, Llorente recovers. Well, the game versus Dracarys and that boy also going off at this point. It is currently a 6-goal thriller. Dracarys, who was down by 2 goals, has managed to pull back in that game, and it's currently 3 goals apiece.
Yes, that one has suddenly come to life. Dracarys refusing to go down without a fight. That is what we love to see. In the game, it's very interesting to me what is currently going on between Bright and Guru, because if a coach boy was in the seat with Bright, we probably have been seeing a different approach to this game, and you can see he's throwing everything he has at Guru, which, while it makes a lot of sense, I feel like there's still a whole lot of time for him to take the amount of risks he is taking, as that could also, put him in positions where he doesn't want to be right now. Guru is the man who knows how to take his chances. These are the moments where you need to be calm. Against a very patient Guru, you also have to learn patience.
Exactly. I think that's where sometimes players do tend to kind of make rash decisions when they give up like a 2-goal lead. They want to get back into the game. They kind of commit a lot of bodies forward, and then it could in turn work against you, as that one will go out for a throw. And as we head into that pause, this game certainly has given us a lot of talking points to enjoy from. Bright has had its moments in the game where he's clearly been the better player, but the resilience from Guru has shown why a lot of people tout this guy to finish at the very top. It's still week 4, day 1 here at the National Esoccer League. Kindly live from the Game Evolution Studios. This one, of course, brought to you by the main headline sponsor, Cade Esports, making sure the National Esoccer Pro League is possible. Of course, supported by Game Evolution Studios, everything production. They've got you covered. Also, Game Pride IO, making sure they help out in making this one a success. And of course, we've got Esports Africa News, part of the media team, taking the good news of Nigerian FC Esports to the world. We've got the backing of National Esports Federation here in Nigeria as well. So make sure give all of these guys a follow, and if you're indeed interested anything esports regarding Africa, regarding the world, these are the guys to follow. Bright gives it away the costume.
Never you give away that kind of ball to Guru in that moment. He is definitely going to punish you, and as in true Guru fashion, he has gotten himself 2-goal lead. Bright earlier in the day was 2 goals ahead, and now it is Guru who has those 2-goal lead and celebrates, of course, with his players. That one would definitely be doing a whole lot of number against Bright, who was at some point definitely looking like he was running away with this one. But now
you see a little bit of that Abuja trash talk kind of spread Guru on, motivated him and said, you know what?
Most likely.
You're not talking about my state like that.
Yeah, most likely. But that's one of the beautiful things of the game. It really, really helps. If Bright was able to get that one, that would have possibly been the highlight of the week. But now, if Guru is able to turn things around after that trash talk, we'll be looking at Guru and say, you know what? He's a hero in the city for the Abuja boys.
Surely 20 minutes to go. It's not all selling down for Bright, but money, you'd agree with me that in the last 10 minutes it's all been Guru controlling affairs, and right now he's surely got blood on his mind. He's surely got finishing on his mind, as he just can't find a way to do it. One more time, Bright. I mean, he's treading dangerous waters now. If he gets to a 3-goal lead, I'm sorry, but that could be that. I don't see Guru giving up 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Bright certainly got to be careful. This could be an opportunity for him to work a way back in this game. Shelling, ball roll on the left hand side. He's got options to find. Decides to recycle. Poteas, good pass into Smith.
Oh, and he cuts down the lead to 1 with just 15 minutes more. Tells himself to calm down. There's still a lot of FC to play this one. I genuinely believe we might see a couple more goals in this one. Either the pressure from Bright will make Guru crack, or Guru will be able to take advantage of the risk taking Bright and be able to pop in more goals. But whatever the case is, we are here to celebrate as many more goals as these players have to offer us. Guru on the byline with Selin, holding on. A very patient Guru. You have to be patient with him also. And somehow Bright is able to get the ball out, and for all the time, my goodness, I haven't seen Guru miss from an open play like this. This might just be a motivation to spur Bright on.
Are we blaming this on precision shooting or finesse shooting?
Definitely has to be precision. The precision was terrible.
A massive opportunity for him missed. In the last couple of games, Guru has just not been the best in clutch situations and last minute moments. We cast our minds back to that next game. Simply Uzo, in the last defining moments, Guru just hasn't played his best FC, and could that moment rear its ugly head once more? We'll find out with the last 10 minutes ago. You're currently watching live on KD Sports YouTube. If you're indeed enjoying the action, consider subscribing to the channel for the next couple of weeks. This will be your home from some of Nigeria's finest FC players and some of the best that Africa has got to offer. Guru certainly knows where he is with just that 1-goal lead. Well done to Bright as he win back the ball. This one getting into nervy possessions now. Do we have one more dramatic goal in the scenes? Bright does what to recycle. You find Anderson score. Oh! Nestle the corner. Woo! And it's back on level terms. Bright, when it looked like the game was going to get away from him after that long spell of possession from Guru, finds a way.
This game has given us so much to talk about. Goals upon goals from both players. 6-6 we currently are poised with this one. Bright, who was up by 2 goals, lost it. Guru up by 2 goals. He has lost the lead now, and it's now any man's game.
I mean,
we just have 7 minutes.
Can we agree that last goal definitely carries the game? With 7 minutes?
I definitely think last goal is going to take the game, because I think we're going to be wasting a little bit of time. Some of the players are possibly going to go into that last attack before we see another goal, if possible. But Guru trying to force the issue here. He knows if he gets the goal right now, he's going to change the whole aspect and the whole outlook of this game for himself. He's holding on patiently. Bright also really doing very well with his defensive positioning, better than he did in the last 20 minutes of the game. Guru, he's forcing Guru out wide, and that's the only reason why Guru is currently not pushing the envelope as it stands.
Well, it's clear Bright is so logged in right now. Look how tight the spaces are, and the Abuja man trying to pick the lock. He's got to be careful though, inviting that much pressure Formed by 3 minutes plus other time to go. It's certainly all going down here inside live. Lagos, Nigeria Game Evolution Studios, National Esoccer Pro League scenes. And Guru, who led by 2 goals at a point in time. Same story for Bright as well. Both of them scrambling to potentially get a win that one. More or less a forced pass from Guru, and it's all down to great defending from Bright. Can he channel it into great offense? He'll have one more throw at the dice. Llorente will find Militao. We know Bright in these moments. He's got some big ones already in the National Esoccer Pro League. Can he do it one more time? 1 minute of added time. The clock keeps ticking. Bright with Anderson looking for the best option. This time to Salah at the 6th time of the clock. And I believe that might just be that on that one. What a dramatic encounter this one ends. And the raw emotion from Bright sees it all.
My goodness. I think what he did was very, very smart, trying to force to run down the clock before going for the last attack. I did tell you that I was hoping to see some of the players try to use this as an advantage for themselves. Run down the clock, ensure that you don't get countered if you lose the ball with the last attack, and then throw everything you have at the kitchen sink. That's what he did, and I love that passion you can see on his face. Guru looks like a man dejected. He looks like he has lost something more than just 3 points. 2 points rather now, because this is a draw, and he's going to be taking 1 point off both players.
I'll confirm my new name for Bright now. The Giant Killer, the Giant Slayer, whatever you want to call him. Pick him up against a top 8 player, he'll get you a result. Well, be it a draw, be it a win. I think this guy, when it comes to the big players, he always performs. Credit to Guru, though. He gave it everything that he's got, and the expression says it all. He's got to pick himself up and go for the next game, but it was indeed so much fun to enjoy this game, and I believe Manny enjoyed yourself as well.
I enjoyed myself, but right now, looking at the players' expression, I'm seeing a different side to the game. For Bryce, it's raw emotion. Like, I definitely should have taken this one. For Guru, it is, my goodness, how did I bottle this? How did I lose this chance to go, into the top 3, into the top 2 conversations? And for both players, it's for Guru is a regret of not taking charge of the game. For Bryce, is regret of not, getting the last pass in to possibly try and do something out of the ordinary. Raw emotions like you will never see before. If you ask us why we love the beautiful game of FC, that is the perfect reason why we love it.
Exactly, and you kind of get a hot and cold a little bit when it comes to the emotions. As the saying goes, variety is indeed the spice of life. We got everything we wanted, whether it's a goosey and powdered yam, we were able to get it. Whether it's watching somewhere else, we were able to get it. This game gave us everything, and there's still more to come. Live from the National Esoccer Pro League, we head into round 3 right after this. Under pressure, but just by impulse, you get to do something crazy.
We're back to action. Now we're about to play the golden goal for the grand finale of the Onile Grand Finale. Oh, we're just having an update. Oh, that is what I just found, but not to back. You see, not reflect this. Oh, yeah.
£10 million in prizes are up for grabs.
On the break to possibly seal it all. One last throw, and it's goal! Ended in perfection, and Chooks with the Akuma look on his face. Oh my God. Medicine. Champion EAFC 25, Killer Freak.
From everyone that competed today, whether you won or lost, your presence today has contributed. the growth of esports in Africa. Let's keep the spirit of Cage 24 alive. Share, post, and have a good night. Thank you.
Oh, good God! For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about? Man, Mbappe is not on. Well, it is on as he's committed. Novis, they get back into the game from 12 yards, score! And we're back way, what's happening? What athlete, the queen of the best ever national Esoccer League champion, your man! That last game right there has put the whole of the studio into a frenzy. A 6-6 thriller which went right down to the wire. Bright and Guru definitely gave us a blast, and we are ready to roll on to the next. I mean, Money, we're now recovering from that crazy game we just saw.
Absolutely, it was insane. It was intense. It was everything we built it to be. A 6-all draw, 12 goals thriller. There was no midfield battle. It was end to end. These guys were giving us back-to-back shots on target, creating chances, defending. From this transition to the next transition, I think we could just call it the transition game. If you want to learn how to transition from attack to defense, back to attack to defense again, go watch the game between Bright and Guru. That one just happened on the stream. Kate Esports is where we are giving you guys all of the action, and we're doing this from the Game Evolution Studios, one of the best production companies in Nigeria. Lagos, Nigeria is where we are currently giving you guys the best of action as it is. We just had the Abuja versus Lagos battle, and we have upcoming another Akwa Ibom versus Lagos battle. I had to make sure I got the states correctly this time because they have told me many times. KK is going up against Son of God. That is the next game going on, and it's one. I think.
Wait, so it's Akwa Ibom versus Lagos.
Yes. So I think it's the game that we're looking at. So you know what, this is a perfect game to follow up the Bright versus Guru, because these players too are very intense. We know we have spoken about Marvel so many times. Son of God on the stream. He's the player that can play against set defenses. He knows how to break down defenses. He knows how to create chances from nothing. And KK is one of the best pressing players we have seen so far in the league. We've seen him. That's one of the reasons why he's currently in that top 5 conversations. He's going nowhere. You know that he's one of those ones we believe we're going to be seeing in the top 8, going all the way to the elite division.
I think it's going to be a fascinating game, especially if you look at the run of form that both of them have been in.
Yeah.
KK, after he lost that game with Josh, he kind of felt like a little bit of a dip in form from him. So now with him having that much of the rest, because yesterday we didn't see much of him, with him having that much of the rest, what does he look like now? Son of God, after that huge performance against Yemi, I think that has been the most impressive performance against a top level side, a top level player that I would say so far. I think he really did well in that game. So it's just an interesting dynamic looking at how both of them are poised. And also elsewhere, Tactical and Anif will be heading straight into battle, and that should be a big game on its own. I mean, look how identical their records look. Both of them with 4 wins. Anif has had that one draw, just played that one extra game. Both of them has had 4 losses as well. Look how close they are on the table. 12th position for Tactical, 10th position for Anif. But I do not agree at all with the win probability. That's too big of a difference for me.
See, the thing I think that's happening in this particular game is Anif has been on the come up lately. The performances have been backed by huge results.
But the thing is, the type of games Tactical has won. Tactical, remember, he beat King Onyx.
King Onyx, yes.
He beat, I believe, Son of God as well. So
yeah.
There's the caliber of games that he's had, and the brand of FC that he plays as well, I believe, should have warranted a little bit more when it came to the percentages. But enough of that. We'll be giving you all of the updates from that game when it happens. But our main game on our featured broadcast, we'll see Son of God taking on Lumo Hubs KK. It's been a while since we saw him in action on the main broadcast, but well, this is the time to get a glimpse of what he looks like this time around. The last time we saw him, kind of gave up a lead and wasn't happy with how he performed at all. Can he have a change in destiny, a change on player, maybe positive results going his way? Son of God to start this game strongly and to potentially test out the waters early of KK's defense.
Yeah, I mean, he did test that one, and we did see as soon as we entered the stream, we saw that shot out by Son of God. He's one of those players who, even when he had that rough patch where he was struggling, we did see that he was actually creating. Just the problem was he wasn't scoring enough of the goals, and he wasn't able to take some of the chances. So if there's any well-placed match, any balanced match you could see in the whole of the competition, it is this one between Son of God and KK. Both players well poised. They know each other very well. They have played at multiple competitions. So I don't think this is one of the games that we'll probably see a blowout entirely, but we will see end-to-end stuff, probably just like we did see in the game between Guru and Bright. Here is Son of God. It might be offside there because that player was well advanced, but it is not. The referee said that one is absolutely legal. Let's lose with that finesse. We do know that Son of God is also one of the players who really know how to use that corner routine more than any of the other players in the entire league. This time around, it didn't give him as much joy as he possibly would be looking for. Triggered runs getting into the action. KK, you can see animated movement there. You can see him, but I can see slice animated move because KK didn't really get that pass.
Was on. It was on for him to hit because he had made a really good run through Smith. And speaking of Smith, we're asking who the best striker in the game is. Well, put her in the conversation now. That team of, I believe it's a WAP icon, Smith. So far, we are seeing her kind of be in the mix as well. So far, it's her, Pina, Sophia Wilson. Those three kind of are the most consistent strikers we are seeing in the National Soccer Pro League. I mean, you can drop it in the comments. Who do you think is the best striker on the game right now? There are a couple of options. Before, it was kind of undisputed that it was Pina. Or with these new additions that are coming, we are seeing a couple of changes. I think it also has to do with the fact that since some of the year Pina came in, how crazy expensive she is. Nobody's able to afford her. And then, of course, her other items, her Winter Wildcard item, Player of the Month item, are pretty good. But just the fact that they released Player of the Month Wilson, Smith has also been in the SBCs. They've kind of also got pretty good play styles for you to rock with, and it's kind of understandable.
Oh my
God! Why more players so like them
from way behind. Sherlin still in that conversation. I think if we're going to be making a team card of the entire tournament, Sherlin is definitely going to be there. From week 1 down to week 4, she has been dominating the headlines with that performance. I mean, the way she ran onto that ball, I did expect KK to absolutely get that one, even possibly make a clearance if he was not going to get that one. But a Son of God really latching on for dear life and getting himself that very, very huge, important goal there. Massive goal for Son of God. He possibly changes the dynamics in his favor for the next couple minutes, as KK now will be looking to go back and do all of the good work again.
It's a pretty interesting thing to see two really good players go at each other. Beautiful finish. It's Smith one.
I love that one.
The Lumo Hubs man wasn't taking any chances. Decided to smash that one in, and I mean, it's pretty interesting to see two really good players go against each other these days, because like it's no secret anymore how everybody plays FC26. He's looking for through balls. He's playing similar formations. If it's not 4-4-1-1, it's a 4-5-1. I mean, if he did what the FC Pro Open, Anders did reveal that he was using a 4-4-2 the whole of the time. So maybe a couple of guys have adopted it. But the formations are so similar. The play styles are so similar. It just takes a little bit extra to be able to beat your opponent. And when you've got two guys who are so close in terms of ability, you just kind of look out for the X factors that will allow one player get a win over the other. And that's why I'm seeing that we get so many draws these days. So that's how
oh my goodness, that one went in. An own goal, possibly the only time we've seen an own goal in the entirety of the league. Talking about that X factor, KK showing us he really has it, and he is currently leading in the game between Son of God and himself. But this is not the first time we have seen 2-goal lead margins being blown away today, so it doesn't really mean much in the terms of where the result.
We saw it twice in one game, didn't we?
We saw it twice.
Blow a 2-goal lead. Guru did same as well. I mean, we're going band for band, not just the goals, giving up goals as well. It was
absolutely.
It was everywhere. That game totally had everything. And if you are indeed enjoying all of the action live on KD Sports YouTube, you can join the family now. The predictions lines are still open. Head on to Instagram, join the KD Sports family.
Turning up in style, KK.
He came. He did indeed come today. He's come for everybody. Last week wasn't his week at all. But the Lumo Hubs eSports man, well, he's ready to right all of his wrongs. He's ready to get back into the top 4 conversation. I mean, I think last week, because of how things ended, we saw him drop down from the top 4. Well, he was able to pick up a win today. That will certainly get him back to where he belongs.
Definitely, and I think that was solely on his mind when he picked up the controller for today's game against Son of God. Son of God also in that top 8 conversation. Therefore, this do seem like a 6-pointer kind of game. Now he will just use. Oh, I think he was trying to go down that safest route, but the goalkeeper all stretched leg there enough to turn that into a corner for the Lumos Hub man, who doesn't care, and he's able to quickly score the 5th goal from the resulting corner. 5-1 already.
So far today, we've had all close games. Could this be the first blowout? And money,
I did call this one not to be a blowout.
exactly. If taking a look at the fixtures earlier, if you were expecting any blowout, this would definitely not be on the list.
Definitely, possibly would have been maybe the Simply Uzo and Baloke based off what we did see yesterday. But that one was one of the tight ones, also going right down to the wire. While this time around, Son of God will be looking to get something back into this game. As much as this looks like a blowout right now, all it requires is 1 or 2 goals, and all of a sudden the dynamics will change. We have seen that happen throughout this competition again and again. These players, they also know that in this competition, goals change games. So for KK, yes, he's currently in the driving seat and he has a firm grip on the lead, but he has to be very careful. If he can take this 4-goal lead into halftime, it will do him a whole lot of good.
Psychologically, how much work do you think KK had to put in to kind of take out that memory of him being up by 4-1 against Anif, where Anif all of a sudden just turned the corner? Ooh, what a tackle that was!
I love that tackle.
Remember last week, KK was in this same position, identical position. He up by almost 3 to 4 goals against Anif. All of a sudden, second half, Anif keeps triggering runs, and he equalizes against KK. How much work do you think he had to do during the weeks to be able to overcome that? And of course, being in this similar position, to not fall into the same position once more.
I think that's one of the reasons why I'm saying, looking at it and saying, you know what, for KK, I know he's a human being, and that's definitely going to still be on his mind. He has to find a way to take this lead into second half, but Son of God has reduced this one now to 3. And now we are back into the same street for KK, the same place he was in last week. A 3-goal lead, possibly at halftime. It could even go lower if Son of God is able to get something more in this game. And that's like the interesting thing about this one. When you are up against a tough opponent, he gets his 4th lead back quickly as that one was taken off.
Son of God's defending today has been very questionable. That's, I think, so far, for all of the games that he's played, this is one of the first 45 minutes where I've seen his defense just not be up to speed, and it's what's causing KK to have so much joy at the top of the pitch. It's just controlling everything and having so many chances to score from. It's kind of been easy on the eye for him to execute, and for Son of God, it's definitely not having it easy at all to score goals.
I think the switching for Son of God has been where the problem has been at throughout this particular game. He has not been able to pick all of the runs and the movements from KK early on, and that's something that is almost criminal. This man you're playing up against is one of the very, very best when it comes to decision making in the game, and the goalkeeper Courtois really just denying Son of God a 3rd goal in the first half. It could possibly be a 9-goal thriller in the first half if Son of God is going to get himself the 3rd goal, or might be just KK. He might just turn it up in style with 7 if he gets this one. Son of God does survive this one. But talking about the mental work that KK needed to do, I think it's just really about understanding the fact that in a league system, it's really about the next game in front of you. No matter what happens, it's always in the past. Yes, you can pick up 1 or 2 lessons and know, you know what, I might not be the best at holding on to the leads, but if I What?
That finish was superb, especially after the ball roll scooped in. That was nasty finishing from Son of God. He gives himself some hope going into the second half.
Slimer, please tell me that that's a joke. That is an absolute joke of a goal.
That's so good on the.
Oh, and now I have seen things to try.
I think KK himself acknowledges how good that goal is.
My goodness, that was a ball roll. I was expecting possibly to take one more touch.
That was so good. That was so good to watch. Look, last week, I think KK had maybe the most difficult weeks out of all of the players because he had lost a game with Josh earlier. Then his next game, he went into it with Tanif, and it was back-to-back games for him, and that's why he bottled the lead as well. So, like, just that whole week summed up for him was going to be definitely difficult, and that is why I don't think he can afford to lose this game at all, especially from this position.
Yeah, I mean, and whatever happens at the end of the game will possibly give us an inkling into how we should be looking at this man, if he's going to be a champion in the making, or if he's just going to be another player with promise. The things that make champion is the ability to succeed under the highest of pressures, the ability to move on from past losses and focus on the newest victories that you can get, and that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing from this man.
Well,
we're seeing the replay of how he got the 6th goal to make it 6-2 before Son of God made that one 6-3. And I think this is the replay of how Son of God got that 3rd goal in. And look at this ball roll, and my goodness, that was absolutely insane.
Yeah, that angle was tight to score from, but well, KK.
Oh my.
Yeah, today he's playing differently. I think the difference clearly was that against Anife, when it was out by 4-1, he kind of went to sleep a little bit, was trying to pass it at the back, maybe lose a little bit of the time as Marvel with another huge opportunity. Just can't believe that he doesn't score from that one. But this one is so open right now. You almost feel like every single minute there could be a goal going in, shelling, or win the ball back as Marvel keeps pushing. I believe for Son of God, he needs the goals and he needs them now. KK does some really good defensive duties as he went back possession of the ball.
Yeah, KK really insisting on that 4-goal lead. He knows that is where his safety is, and if he can get himself a 5th one, that will possibly add a whole lot of gloss to the finish in terms of what the results will look like at the end of the day. But Son of God really has to turn things up. It's not over for him yet. He can get that pass or holds on to the ball a little bit more, and he's trying to get himself back in the action. Last minute decision is where it has always been a little bit of a problem for him. We have an update in the game between Anif and Tactical. Anif winning by 4-2 currently as it stands. More update to come as that one happens in the background. Tactical, I did explain to you, he's one. I was going to say, if you looked at the head-to-head statistics from Tactical, he's not the kind of player to go for a draw. He either goes for make or bust. I mean, he has played 8 games, 4 wins, 4 draws. That tells you the kind of game he loves to play, and I think that sort of plays into the hand of Anife, who is also that kind of player that loves.
One time through ball, KK through on goal once more to make it a 5-goal deficit. Well, he does have a penalty out of it. He could get that all-important goal. He needs to put this game to bed, and he puts it to bed now. I don't think he's definitely giving up this 5-goal lead. I know there's still a lot of time to go, but with how Son of God is playing it, just the indecisiveness up front, it's going to be difficult for him to beat KK in this type of form. Wow. A first major, I would say, blowout for today's broadcast, because every single game has been extremely close.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, the way it began, we did think it was going to be definitely poised for a very end-to-end game. It was Son of God who took his first lead, and KK got himself an equalizer. Son of God was now one that went down by 2-1, and we were expecting an equalizer maybe from Son of God, and all of a sudden we had 5-1 on the board, 5-2, 5-3. We are saying, okay, maybe 6-2, 6-3. We're saying, okay, maybe this could be another option for Son of God to come into the second half and turn things around, and all of a sudden it's a 5-goal lead, and he's losing the ball at the danger zones. Oh, it does look like Tactical has gotten himself back into the action with just 1 goal left, and it is 4-3 currently right now, while Son of God is trying his best to see if he can force the issue here and get himself into the danger zones of the man himself, KK, the most hub champion. He will be holding on to this 5-goal lead as much as he can get. Look at that defense, look at that screen in front of the defense by every man involved. Ooh. There was absolutely no need. Now it went in. But if truth is being told, I think that's one of the things that separates KK from Marvel. Marvel loves to make the goals safe. There was absolutely no need to go back there. If that was KK, he was definitely choosing the first post or the far post with that logic.
And I think also KK has kind of scored more easier goals on the eye, where it's coming like so easy. Marvel, Son of God have got to work for the goal for too long before it goes in, and that's kind of been the difference. But it's still a lovely goal to watch on the replay, though. The build up kind of lovely. Maybe could have taken a shot elsewhere, but this time took his time. Could have shot from this angle, and then went back into
going in first post, but decided to go back. And if that one didn't get through to the cutback, that would have definitely been a terrible.
Goodness me, KK is on one. He's got 1 more goal. That's 9.
I mean, it's like every single time we blink, he just scores one.
He's just scored, and it's just coming so easy for him. The Challengers Cup champion, after that blip in form last week, he says, you know what? I might have a little bit of a stumble, But there's a reason why I was Challengers Cup champion. There's a reason why I beat majority of the players playing here today. Because, I mean, he's got the number of Dada Boy, he beat him. Got the number of Dracarys, Elevation, all of those guys. They went through him and they couldn't get the job done. He is still one of those guys that can call himself a champion in the mix. And that's why a lot is expected from him. Definitely, if he's able to seal the deal with just about 20 minutes to go,
I mean, it does
gets
look
up
like
into the top 4 position.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, this is just us trying to ensure that we wrap this one up. But it does look like he's definitely taking this one up. It will require possible red cards and a generational leap in concentration for Son of God to come back from this one, because this is 5 goals. It could even get to 6. Yes, it does, and it is game, set, and match from the Lumo Horse.
Proper performance from Kicking. We haven't seen a smile or a smirk once. It's been locked in, laser focus, not here to joke at all. Wow.
After what happened between him and Anif last week,
He's not ready to risk it at all.
Absolutely. It's
Not ready to rest at all. I mean, he came here for one job, and he is, of course, doing that job as we speak. Excellent performance from KK. I mean, in such a game of such magnitude, playing against a fellow top half of the table opponent, and you put up such a display. Now, I think Son of God is in jeopardy of losing the spot in the top 8 right now, because if guys like Mr. Oga have won, they make inroads to come. Guys like Bright are picking up points, vital points. That boy, Dracarys, they're all picking points. Anif also picking up points. They are all going to be pushing for that spot. And so far, if you look at Son of God's games, I believe the last impressive game that he had was against Yemi, but since then he's kind of dropped points also, so he's got to be careful in and around that mix as we draw closer and closer to the end of this game. It's just been a one-sided affair right from the very start. Even when Son of God has had moments, maybe trouble, KK, it's just not been enough. And that one right there, maybe not the perfect description of how the game has gone. It's just been brutal dominance from KK. You could tell that the Lumo Hubs man immediately stepped into the studios today. He just had one thing on his mind: execute, execute, execute. I'm sure if you look at his XG or his percentage when it came to the finishing, he almost didn't miss a single chance, and that's how locked in this man has been.
Talk about
that's goal number 11. Splendid performance in all of the big games that we've seen against the heavyweights. I don't think we've had a one-sided affair as compared to this one.
But you know, the thing is, for Son of God, this is sort of reminiscent of the game he had earlier in the season, second game week. As it seems like every single time he's up against tough opponents, he just sort of capitulates under the pressure. I believe he did have a game that ended also in 10-3 where he lost. I'm trying to remember who he did lose against like that. I don't know if that was Motivation or that was King Nonex, but I think he has to really, really work on his mentality in the game, because he does have the talent. It's obvious. He does have the gameplay, the tactics. He is one of the players that we know that can definitely hang. He now needs to figure out how to consistently stay in the game and stop conceding some of the kind of goals he's conceding across board. There you go. That one makes it 5. 11-5. Just sort of reduces the tally and makes it a little bit manageable. It is 4-4 now. That is the match update in the game versus Tactical and Anife. That one is giving us so much talking points as it stands. Tactical refusing to go without a fight. Anife, from that 4-2 win, it did seem like he was running away with. Now he's 4-4.
Immediately I saw that win probability, I knew it didn't sit right down well with me at all, because what I've seen Tactical do when the controller is in his hands in big games, in games against opponents around him on the leaderboard, he performs well. I was expecting that this game will be pretty close, and currently at 4 goals apiece. KK once more. I'm at 12 on the board. Yeah, the man has certainly vindicated himself from the performances last week. Lumo Habs Esports surely will be proud of the commitment from this guy, and it's just so much inspiration as well. The fact that, like Manny told us earlier, from Akwa Ibom, and you being able to put up performances like these just shows what Nigeria has got to offer on like a national scale. Last season, I mean, for the league, Tactical has turned it around. It's wow. Big updates coming in.
He doesn't play for the draw. He goes for make or bust, and this time around, it is make definitely for him. Wow. From a 2-goal lead, Anif has thrown away that lead, and now he's currently under pressure because Tactical is definitely not going to be letting that lead go anytime soon.
Wow. And this one comes to a close with KK cementing his status in the top 8. Now, Son of God in jeopardy of losing it. On the other hand, that's the cruelty of the league formats at that stage, and definitely wasn't one of his best performances. I'm sure he'll look back on this one and say, no, I've got to work on my game and come back stronger. But Tactical on the other hand against Anif is showing some brilliance. I mean, he's playing by his name these days. Every single game you see of him is really tactical with the way he plays.
Yeah, I mean, coming back from 2 goals down towards the tail end of the game, it is no mean feat by any means. Tactical really turning things around, and I love the way he approaches the game. For him, it is 3 points or nothing. I think that should possibly be his new nickname. 3 points or nothing. I want the 3 points and I want 3 points. Any other player could possibly be going for a draw, given the Anif recent run of form, but he has taken the game to Anif at such a high level, and I think that's one of the reasons why he currently is leading in that game. We're waiting for the updates to know if that one ended 5-4 or if there was more action to happen in that particular game. But why that one is, let's talk about KK. What a man, what a player he is. We did speak about that huge psychological probably I would say
the
effects from that draw to Anif last week, where he was up by 4-1 at halftime, and now he has done a whole lot of today's business. The way he did it, absolutely insane. No smile, no laugh, just sat down, did business, and ensured that it was done with.
Yeah, exactly. Just come to work, do what you're supposed to do, and pick 3 points in the bag, and just leave incredible performance from the Challengers Cup champion, the Lumo Harps man, performing day after day after day, and is looking to get back into the upper echelons of the table. Tactical, I believe, has turned it around. We'll be giving you all of the updates right after this break as we head into the next round of action. The players are gearing up for something incredible here inside the National Esoccer Pro League. We'll be right back.
Okay. What's up, guys? It's Imaji here, and I'm back again. This is the National Pro League Week 4, Day 2. A lot of goals went down today, and I'm not happy with what I saw, so I'm going to break down some goals and how we can avoid them. And for anyone looking up to being good at FIFA, like, you need to watch this right now. All right, so let's go with KK and Marvel. I watched this game, like, a lot of goals in this game, like, they were really sus, so I'll break them down now. So let's start with the first goal. So KK, let me even pause it right here. So KK loves going down the wings, right? KK loves running down the wings. So now, if you are defending someone who likes going down the wings, you must make sure you have a player covering this area. You must make sure you have a player covering this area, right? Now, if you don't have anyone covering this area like this is going to be a 50-50. So, right, so let's play this clip. And as you can see, he ends up in an own goal. But the truth is, if he had someone covering that area, even if it's the AI, he wouldn't be in that particular situation. Let's take it back to the first goal. Let's take it back to the first one. I'm not done. Let's take it back. Okay, so we have Anif and Nonex. Let's see this clip again. Obviously, the same thing wing play. Like, a lot of people are struggling to mark on the wings. Let's play this clip again, so I'll analyze some key details. Yeah, play the clip. Right, so I'm going to pause right here. Now, in this particular situation, you want to do an offside trap, right? You have to do an offside trap, because you see this guy here is putting everybody here onside. You can't afford to have your player right here, so you have to do an offside trap to push the defense line forward and stop your opponent from having extra passes in the box. But he doesn't do that, and it leads to Anif conceding, and this is really bad, because he should have used the second defender to mark that pass. Okay, So let's go to the next clip. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, yes. So same thing, Anif and King Nonex. Now, let me pause this clip. You see, Shelly, she makes the run from here, right? She starts making the run from here. Now you have to start tracking this run from this point here. You have to start tracking this run from this point here. By the time she gets here, it's already too late. Even if you switch to this defender, you can never catch up. You have to start tracking the run from here. But let's see what happens. So he doesn't track the run and then a one-on-one. Now the clip will play again, and then I'm going to pause as I want to analyze this clip. Okay, so this is another one, right? So pause. You see, it's already too late. At this point, it's already too late. There's nothing you can do in this position, especially when your cursor, even if your cursor is on it. Shelly is lengthy, so she's always going to outrun your left back. You have to start marking this before the pass goes through. All right, let's finish. So that's Anif, and Anif is very good at long balls. Now this, I've already analyzed this. Let's go to the next one. I wasn't happy with this defending at all. The next clip. Okay, good. So let's see. Down the byline. Now this is KK and Son of God. I am honestly not happy at all with the defending in this particular clip. Let's play it again. I'm not happy at all because, you know, let's play the clip again. I'll slow it down for you. So at this point, yeah, this is the center back. And this is his left back. Obviously, his left back is not in position. Right? This is his left back. He's not in position. Fine. What you need to do in this position is you leave this guy with the AI, teammate contain. If you don't know teammate contain, just check whatever it is, but there's a teammate contain button that can help you defend. Now, this guy shouldn't be Marvel. This should be the AI, right? Because this is his defender. This should be the AI, and then Marvel is meant to control this guy here. This is who Marvel is meant to control. Marvel is meant to control this guy and then run to this area. Because when the AI marks CC, he's going to run here and try and anticipate the passes that are going on here. But he doesn't do that. So therefore, they punish him and see what happens. So with these clips, like, you know, this is the first clip and it's Imagine, and I'm here again and I'm proud to bring you some analysis. This is E National Pro League Week 2, Day 4. There's more clips coming. Let's get it.
Ended in perfection, and Chooks with the Akuma look on his face. Oh my God. Medicine. Champion EAFC 25, Killer Free.
From everyone that competed today, whether you won or lost, your presence today has contributed to the growth of esports in Africa. Let's keep the spirit of Cage 24 alive, share, post, and have a good night. Thank you.
Oh, good God. For nature to think about, is it too far for him to think about?